Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hello everyone, I'm Tiara Awalia, and in this video I will present my research proposal titled Speech Acts in YouTube Content, a case study of the result list is confidence baby. The result list is a popular YouTube content creator known for her motivational videos that aim to boost self-confidence and encourage improvement. Her video, Confidence Baby, has become very popular because of its empowering messages, making it great case study to explore how language can influence and emotionally engage the audience. With that, let's move on the next slide where I will explain the background of choosing the subject. The first it's about importance. Speech acts are crucial for communication, influencing how messages are perceived and responded to. This research examines how speech acts in motivational content on YouTube affect self-confidence and personal development. By analyzing the result list confidence baby, this research contributes to the fields of pragmatics, digital communication, and media studies, providing insights into how linguistic strategies shape online interactions. And the second, it's about the urgency. With the growing popularity of motivational content on YouTube, understanding how speech acts influence audience engagement and self-perception is crucial, as many people, especially young audiences, turn to digital platforms for guidance on self-improvement and confidence building. And this research is timely in exploring the intersection of language, psychology, and digital influence shaping today's online discourse. And next, it's about the feasibility. This research is highly feasible as it uses publicly available YouTube content from the result list confidence baby video, and the data is easily accessible, and transcription tools will allow for accurate speech act analysis. Additionally, the study is supported by Searle's speech act theory, providing a structured approach to analyzing speech acts. And the focus on a single video makes the data collection and analysis process efficient and manageable within an academic scope. And the last, it's about the novelty. While many studies have examined speech acts in face-to-face communication and education, few focus on digital motivational content, and this research bridges pragmatics, digital media studies, and self-development discourse, analyzing how speech acts in YouTube content influence audience perception and behavior. And by studying how the result uses language boosts confidence and improvement, this study fills a gap in literature and offers new insight into linguistic strategies in digital spaces. And next slide is about research questions. So I have two research questions. First is what types of speech acts are most frequently used in the result list confidence baby video, and the second is how do these speech acts function to convey motivational messages and influence audience engagement, with the research objectives to identify the most frequently used types of speech acts in the confidence baby video, and to analyze how speech acts contribute to the motivating and influencing nature of the content. And the significance of the research, this research contributes to linguistic by expanding speech act studies in digital discourse, and particularly in YouTube motivational content. It also enhances understanding of digital communication by analyzing how speech acts influence audience engagement. And from a psychological perspective, this study examines the impact of motivational speech on self-confidence and emotional responses. And next, it's about the theoretical framework. Theoretical background. I'm sorry. So, this research is based on speech act theory, Austin 1962 and Searle 1975, which explain how language function as an action. In digital context, Herring 2010 speech acts function differently from face-to-face interaction. YouTube content relies on persuasion and audience engagement, whereas speech is designed to influence and inspire viewers even without direct conversation. And as a communication platforms, Bridges and Green 2009, YouTube enables content creators to shape discourse through verbal and nonverbal elements like gesture, tone, and facial expressions, enhancing the effectiveness of speech acts. And this study examines how the results speech acts contribute to motivation and empowerment in this digital setting. And next slide, it's about the theoretical framework. So this framework provides a structured approach to analyzing speech acts in the results confidence web video, linking pragmatics, speech act theory, and digital communication and its real world of application in YouTube content with pragmatics as a foundation. So speech act theory falls under pragmatics because it examines how language performs actions. And Austin's theory divides speech acts into locutionary, illocutionary, and prolocutionary. And Searle further classifies illocutionary as into 5 categories: assertive, directive, commissive, expressive, and declarative. And next is speech acts in digital communication. In digital communication, speech acts are used to persuade and engage audiences. Herring 2010 discusses how speech acts function in online persuasion and engagement. And Bridges and Green 29 examine how platforms like YouTube allow creators to shape discourse in influence audiences through both words and non-verbal cues. And next is application in the results confidence baby. This study will apply the theoretical concept by identifying dominant speech acts, determining which speech acts are used most frequently in the video, and then analyzing the effect on audience perception, exploring how these speech acts influence audience motivation and confidence. And the last is evaluating the role of speech acts in motivation. It's understanding how speech acts function as persuasive tool in digital self-improvement content. And the next slide, it's about research design. So this research will use a qualitative descriptive analytical approach. Using discourse analysis, it will examine linguistic patterns in digital content and categorizing speech acts based on Searle's framework. And in addition to analyzing spoken words like verbal language, this study will also consider non-verbal elements such as gestures and tone, which reinforce the meaning of the statements. And next, it's about the source of data. So the first is the primary data. The primary data source in this study is the resultless YouTube video on Saddle Confidence Baby, which will be transcribed and analyzed to identify speech acts based on Searle's theoretical framework. And the second is secondary data, were obtained from books, journal articles, and previous studies related to speech act theory and digital communication. And next, it's about the data collection procedures. So step 1, watching the video multiple times to understand speech act patterns. And next, I will transcribe the video including verbal and non-verbal elements, and then identifying speech acts based on Searle's classification. And step 4 is categorizing and coding speech acts for analysis. And the last step, I will interpret the findings based on digital discourse analysis. And next, about the data analysis. This study applies Miles and Haberman's 1994 qualitative data analysis following 3 key steps. The first is data reduction, selecting and filtering relevant speech act utterances, and then data display, organizing in data into tables and categorize based on Searle's framework. And then the last conclusion drawing, identifying patterns and interpreting how speech acts function in motivational discourse. And the last slide, it's about the references. In my research, I use many references, of course, but here I only present a few that played an important role in this research. So yeah, that's all for my presentation. I appreciate your attention. Thank you so much. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.